Hello, spunky Scorpios. How you doing? This is your, I'd like to say monthly shadow reading, but, being a bit late. So let's just say this is your shadow reading for around now, whenever you're watching it. If you're returning, welcome back. Rock on in, sit down, take a load off. Lovely to have you. And if you're new to the channel, hello. Come on in. People are a bit crazy here, but they're fun to be around. So, no judgment. You're all welcome. Barney's having a moment today, so we're just going to let him have his moment. He wanted to be involved. He was missing out. Anyway, what's the card for you this month? Recognise divine timing. I love that. Recognise divine timing. Now, having said that, the number on this is 24, and the day I'm recording this is the 24th. So there's a little bit of divine timing for you. How's that? I love that. Rightio, Barney, let's get into this and see what's going on for Scorps. He's a bit of a soup, but he's very cute, so, let him get away with it. We've gone from summer to winter here, and he's not liking it very much. He's got to have his coat on. He's so chill. He's got to have his coat on. Very tragic. All right, at the bottom of the deck we've got the Emperor. Trying to be a bit in control, I think. And this is where the divine timing comes in. You can't always have what you want when you want it, as you want it at a specific right now moment. And sometimes you can't control everything around you, Emperor. The Emperor's the King of Kings. And, while in the King's best energies, highest vibrations, they are very wise, very experienced, very knowledgeable, not overly gushy, but very solid and stable and reliable. When it steps into the Emperor, he's still all of those things, but he likes to control, he likes to manage, and he likes to keep everything in line. So when you are advised to recognise divine timing, that means, you might have to just be patient for a while. Let's get into this. I will, as usual, my loves, lay them out and then walk you through it. So we've got the 9 of Cups and Temperance, Ace of Cups, the Magician, 7 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, 6 of Swords, King of Cups, there you are, and 6, the Lovers. Nice. There's your divine timing. So, yeah. Just running through a few things. Okay. So, recently you've been working very hard, very patient, watching your stuff grow. But I don't think it's been growing quite fast enough for your liking. The current energy is the 9 of Cups. Now, this is lovely. This is wishes come true, celebration, but it can be a bit smug. It can be a bit, look at me, look what I've got, look at mine. You are trying to balance it though. This is Temperance card, and this is fire and water mix, which is quite a nice mix. It's a balance of warm and you know, passion and control, and it's not too cool, but it's not too hot. It's just a really lovely energy. So you're sitting in that, and you're kind of a bit, yes, I'm very good. I'm very balanced because I have all these wonderful things, but I'm not too, I'm not too proud of it all, you know. So it's this real balance. The challenge for you is the Eight of Cups. You want it, but somewhere in there you are frightened that if you give love and open up, it won't be reciprocated. It won't be, you think you won't be enough. You think if you open up to somebody, they will see the real you and they will walk away and you'll be heartbroken. So it's easier not to show this, not to give this. That's the obstacle. At the foundation is the Magician. And this means you not only have the power to create whatever you want based on your thoughts and your feelings, it's also a note to self that whatever you have now and however it is, you have created based on your thoughts and your feelings. You're currently the Queen of Swords is currently here, and it's a matter of learning a bit more. See how the crown is around her head, it's a bit spiky, and she's got her eyes covered. She needs to turn around and expand her knowledge base a bit. It's a good idea when you're stuck in a fear-based belief system that if I expose and be vulnerable, you don't want you to expose yourself very much. But if you expose your heart and you're vulnerable, there we go, then what if somewhere along the line you were vulnerable and you were rejected? That's how you took it. You took it as rejection. You weren't enough. You weren't good enough. You weren't lovable. And so now you've shut that down. Scorpio's very good at hiding things very deep in the down bits, where you don't share them or talk about them or let them get any air. It's very deep stuff for Scorpio. If you keep thinking like this, you're going to feel like you're left out. You're going to continue to feel like you're missing something. That how do all these other people be so warm and so open and so, okay with their foibles, and you find it so hard and you feel like you're very different to them, so you have to wear a mask to fit in. What you're not seeing is that by being vulnerable, and taking action on opening up and learning how to do that and how to be honest with the bits the things about you're frightened will be rejected. Once you open up about those and get okay with being a bit of a mess, a bit of a lost puppy, and being human, once you get okay with that, you will realise that people like you much more when you're open and honest and human, and you will be recognised as a really top person because you share your vulnerability, and that will allow others to share theirs. You will be lauded for that. Isn't that right, Barney? The advice is the Six of Swords, and that is all about moving on. If you look at this one, he's saying, move on, forward ho, but he's being carried on the back of a monster. And so this is kind of reinforcement that you're, by showing your monster and not keeping it hidden underneath the water, you will be able to move forward. You will elevate in vibration, and you'll be able to help others move forward as well. Your hopes and fears is you, the King of Cups. And your fear is that if you expose yourself, if you open up, if you're vulnerable, and if you don't even have to talk about the bits of you struggle with, as long as you deal with them yourself and look at them and get to know them and be kind to them. You're worried that if you do this, you're going to have to pack your bag and walk away, because when you come out of your shell, people won't like what they see. That's the fear that this whole reading is about overcoming. You hope that if you open up and, you become an open book, it doesn't mean you have to share everything. You can still keep some things private. Your hope is that you will be able to walk forward and be your authentic self. The King of Cups is his authentic self. He's not a blithering mess. He can be a bit cool. Emotionally controlled, I think, in this situation. So if you're worried you're going to become emotionally unstable, fear not, because by suppressing all this stuff, you're far more likely to become emotionally unstable than if you deal with your stuff. The outcome is the Lovers. And I think in this situation, if you look at this, it's one part shining a light on the other part, and this one looks a bit like a monster, and it's under a forest. So it's been hidden for a long, long time, and it's had time to grow because it's been buried and fed a lot. So it appears a lot bigger than it actually is. But once you shine your light on it and offer it some love, it won't be as scary for you, and you'll see it clearly, and you'll say, I didn't realise that this is where it came from. And if I'm kind to it, then it won't feel the same way. And that's the nasty part about our wounds, is that we're so frightened that if we look at them, if we work through them, we're going to go back to that horrible place where they happened in the first place. And That's the catch-22, because if we don't look at them, they stay with us. They don't go anywhere. They just stay there, lurking and kind of biting at your heels just to remind you that they're there. Whereas if you look at them out of curiosity and gentleness and see where they came from, ask them questions, ask a certain pain that you've experienced. What happened to you? Where did this come from? You know, what was it that started this ball rolling? And what other experiences have you had that reinforce that belief? And now let's challenge those. Let's challenge the beliefs you've had all this time that might not be true. Fear, false evidence appearing real. All right, my loves, recognize divine timing. Keep your eye out for signs and symbols that will help you move forward. And remember, you're not alone in this. You are not alone in this. This is not unique to you. You are not, you and your situation may have been misunderstood up until now. But let me tell you, there are people out there who will understand, and you don't have to hide from them. So have a look and start opening up. Start being honest about who you are, and bits of yourself you're not so flash about. See how it goes. Let me know. Much love.